wanted to work a couple more years. I want to work in peace. I don't want to be working because people are harassing me.
Right. All right. Well, we are live. You are here for your 60-minute deep stretch class. So strap 2 blocks and a bolster. To start class, we are going to use the blocks, creating a little L shape, allowing your bolster just to rest on them. Block at the lowest setting and then one at the tallest setting. So while you're getting set up, just start to get your space prepared for your practice. Once you created that little ledge for your back, just allow the sit bones just to connect directly in front of the bolster. And using the support of your hands, just walk the entire spine back onto the ledge. From here, point the knees up, walk your feet forward. Walk your feet wide and just gently let the knees fall into each other. And just allow yourself to arrive physically on your mat. Allowing yourself to disconnect from the day or anything going on in your mind. Inviting this chance to connect with the body and relax for the next 60 minutes. So while you're laying here, start to just evaluate the body. Understanding if you have anything going on or soreness and tension, maybe anything you're holding on to within the muscles. And just recognize your natural energy of the day. You know, with the cold and the shift of the weather, and also the light levels of the day, it can feel a lot different as we transition into this new period of fall. So once you've completed that full body scan, start to now focus on the breath and deepening it. Inviting this controlled breath where you sip in air all the way until you fill up deep into the belly. Holding there and then just allowing it to flow out of the nose with control. And allow yourself to pause between the inhale and the exhale, feeling that stark difference. Allowing a new energy in the inhale, expansion through the body, and just a release as the chest and the belly release down as you exhale. And notice if your depth of the breath increases as you start to get comfortable in this controlled breath. Maybe even counting. And just recognizing during this controlled breath the ease that you may feel, this chance to relax and maybe just let go of anything else going on in the mind, just letting thoughts pass if they enter, just focusing completely on the here and now. And while you're laying here, just allowing yourself the permission to relax, understanding there's so much pressure to do and add more to our days and schedule. But oftentimes, and especially shifts of the season, it's important to focus inward and give yourself permission to relax. And just a couple more breaths. Noticing your shoulders, and maybe you're peeling them even farther onto the bolster, collarbones towards the ceiling as your heart feels expanded upward. And then from here, start to allow your hands to extend just above your head, maybe clasping onto the opposite wrist. Just shrug your shoulders towards your ears. Just allowing your sides to waken up as you lengthen the hands back. And then you can relax them down to your sides, and with ease, just rotate slowly over to an elbow as you arrive up to your comfortable seat. Just resting the bolster out of the way, and the blocks arriving onto your sit bones. So from here, just allow the weight to sway from side to side until you feel that sweet spot. If you need your bolster or your blanket, welcome, and to place that underneath, slightly elevating hips. And then from here, start to take the left hand onto the right knee, and then take the right hand behind your back to twist. Allow your gaze to follow over your shoulder. Noticing your spine, everything twisting around the axis. And then from here, start to allow the chest to rotate back through center. You'll take the right hand, just place it crossed on top of the left knee, and then just allow the chin to fall to the chest. Just a couple breaths, allowing yourself to breathe onto the back. And then start to lift the head and draw your hands up, giving yourself a hug as they were crossed. So you can stay right here, or you're welcome to arrive into an eagle arm, drawing your elbows up towards your chin. Noticing now the switch of the stretch is going now through the back and the shoulders. Keep the breath deep and down into the core. Last breath here. And then you can release your arms. From here, take the right hand down and draw the left hand up to the ceiling. Really let the fingertips grow up. And then from here, start to close off the chest and just draw the left fingertips really long, almost over the knee. Noticing how that might just get all along the back. And then inhale to open up, gaze up, and just really use that right hand here. If that's too low, you can always use a block. And then from here, just start to fold again, draw the hand over the knee. Noticing how this might get through a different part of your rib cage. Breath in draws you up. And then exhale to draw over to the right wall. Arrive up. Take the right hand to join the left. And then just draw your hands through heart center. Switching out the cross of the legs, maybe just relieving the hips a little bit. You can always, if you need to switch the hips from side to side, if you're holding any tension, you're welcome to do that. All right, from here, sitting up nice and straight again. Strong core. Lead with your heart all the way towards the left. From here, the right hand will connect to the left knee, right or left hand behind you. Just let your gaze follow and take several breaths. Noticing that pressure of the internal organs, everything around the axis of the spine. Keep your right hand connected to your left knee. Start to draw yourself through center with the chest. Left hand will cross over, touching just either onto the thigh or the right knee. And then start to just let the chest release forward, chin towards your chest. Inviting this little curvature in the upper part of your spine. Let your lungs fill up on your back. Deep breaths, expansion, and release on your exhale. Last breath in this pose. And then start to invite length in the spine, arriving to your seat. From here, cross the arms, look around to the head, all the way to angle. Deeper, allows the foot shoulder elbows to move towards the chin. Inviting a nice stretch all along the shoulders and back. Releasing the pressure between the forearms and the fingers, connecting to the palm. Okay, elbows are just a little higher for 2 more breaths. And then let the bones and the back expand. Nice. Take the left fingertip down, either to the mat or a block, whatever is closer for you. And then just let the right fingertips grow really tall up to the sky. So from here, equal pressure in the hips, fingertips extend to the ceiling. Gaze can follow up. And then take your inhale. And from here, start to fold the chest and really draw those fingertips long, 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 all the way over the knee. Noticing how you're getting that rotation in the upper part of the back, but you're still getting all through the oblique inside. Breath in, draw up. And exhale down. Breath into the ceiling. And exhale, fold. Breath in, right hand up, left hand joins it. Seal in, draw hands through heart center, noticing how the chest and the back feel after that movement. We'll switch to a table pose. Drawing yourself on all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And first, just keep equal pressure in your hands and start to just rotate on the shins and the knees, inviting the sides of the hip to just extend towards the mat, rotating onto the tops of the feet. Just noticing how pushing the weight from side to side invites the outside of the glute and the hip a little bit of love. One more time, each direction, really leaning into it. Then you can settle back, table pose. From here, next breath, hammocks the belly, gaze to the ceiling. And exhale, cat pose, really press into the fingertips. Breath in, hammock the belly. Exhale. Allow the spine to round. Now continue at your own pace. Continue to allow your spine to grow in length and create space between the vertebrae. Noticing if there's any part that might be holding into tension. You're welcome to add any additional movements that might feel good. You can always return back to swaying your hips, barrel rolls. Just lingering in either pose that provides you comfort. Maybe a sway of the head or circling out the neck might feel good. One more time, each direction. And then arrive to your neutral table pose. Equal pressure in your hands, setting a knee alignment back up under hips. And then start to take, so gaze is about 6 inches in front of your hands, so your length remains in the neck. Guide the right leg long. Toes point down and just rotate through your ankle joint. And then start to take the right foot, toes point down, and fold it over the left as you gaze over the left shoulder. From here, really start to create a rainbow shape in the spine as you gaze back at the toes. And then start to allow the gaze to go between your fingers. From here, you're going to take the right foot on the outside of the right hand. So from here, this is where you should grab your blocks for support. Your foot is wide on your mat. And then maybe setting up the blocks on the highest setting as you start to shift the weight, arriving all the way up onto the left knee. Now from here, using fingertips on the blocks to support you, start to open the chest, gaze to the ceiling, and then just start to straighten through the right knee just a little bit as you shift your hips back. Doesn't have to keep that generous bend in the knee. Just working through the hips here. Start to shift the weight forward, open up, and exhale back. Open up again. Fold. All right, then from here, you can shift the blocks all the way to the lowest setting and then really take that right foot wide. You're welcome to even press onto the knee, opening through the knife edge of the foot. Gaze over the right shoulder. And then wherever you're at, start to press fully onto the right foot. Take the blocks out of the way. And we're just going to arrive back all the way to a table pose. When you arrive, you might feel a little off with your hips. Maybe a sway or a circle might release and kind of reset you. Shifting weight from side to side like we started might feel good. Just noticing the difference between sides. Now set up again, neutral. Draw the left leg long, toes point down. First, rotate through the joint, get the cracks out. And then take the left foot, fold it over the right, toes point down. And then from here, almost like you're creating a rainbow in your oblique, gaze back. Noticing if you're getting into the lower part of your rib cage with where your stretch is. And then from here, start to allow the gaze to arrive between your hands. Take the left foot and rest it all the way up outside of the hand. From here, this is where you'll grab the blocks. Highest setting as you invite yourself to shift forward, arriving up. So here, this is more wide. Your left foot is, so then you have some space here to shift forward. Then from here, keep the bend, but just shift the weight back enough. Your left foot still remains fully planted. Release forward, noticing how this feels in the front of the right hip. Even open the chest if that feels right. Fingers remain high on the block. And then fold back in. Release forward, chest up, gaze up. And then fold back in. Once you start to fold forward, this time start to lower the blocks to your degree. This time, maybe inviting the left knee open as you gaze over the shoulder. Notice where your gaze is, long over the shoulder, inviting the twist. Feel the external rotation of the hip bone in the joint. All right, from here, set your hands on the block, start to shift your weight. Take the left knee back to join the right. Then, lowest setting with the blocks. Take the knees nice and wide. From here, place them so elbows just rest on the blocks. Let the forehead fall between and let the heart just fall heavy to the ground, maybe clasping hands over the head. You can always let them extend long too. Fingers or forearms connect to the blocks. This is too much on your shoulders. Ditch the blocks and just arrive into a child's pose. Just notice the shoulders here peeled on the back. Gravity pulling your chest down. And then from here, you can allow yourself to rest back up to your table pose, setting knees back underneath your hips. Blocks, just take them out of the way. From here, walk palms, just the palm print forward, starting to transition all the way up to your downward facing dog. So just let the feet flip, hips up and back. And now, chance to work through the calves, just trying to connect the soles of the feet down, heels just fall towards the mat as you generously bend through your knees. Then you can just allow your movements to settle, getting comfortable in your upside down V. Just allow your head to shake just a little bit, releasing any tension in the neck, a little nod, yes to no, or shake from side to side. Again, arriving in stillness, start to bend through the knees, gaze to the thumbs, just tiptoe top of the mat. When you arrive, your feet are about hips width distance, just fall heavy, heaviness in the head. Chest tries to connect to the top of the thighs and maybe a sway from side to side. And then just allow the hands to grab onto the blocks. From here, just start to pedal through the knees, straighten the opposite leg. Just kind of working through the backs of the legs at your own comfort. Allowing the support of the blocks at either setting just to feel good here. And then from here, you can release all the way down, forward fold, heaviness in the head. Then vertebrae by vertebrae, arrive to stand. Head arrives last, just pull the shoulders onto your back. And then from here, hands clasp behind your back. Start to draw them over to the left hip crease, and then just allow the head to follow over to the left wall. While you're standing here, 4 corners of your feet are rooted, and just notice the top of the shoulder. Almost like you're drawing your ear to the left shoulder. And then start to lift up. We'll take the right arm now, draw it across the body, and just take it in with the left. So this is a different part of the shoulder, but just feeling the pressure of the bicep and pulling the chest. All right, you can release from this side. We'll just set the arms down and do a little sway, just releasing through the spine, the core. You're just letting the movements get a bit bigger, full twist. Chest releases all the way to the right and the left. Arms are just loose. And then we'll arrive back all the way to stand. Arms just to graze to your sides. Hands again will connect behind your back. This time, let's fold them to the right side. And then just let your head fall over to that wall. Just notice the length on the side of the left neck. As your ear falls heavy towards the top of the shoulder. You can start to arrive back up, letting go of your clasp. Take the arms wide and then the left hand draw across, right on grab it. And feel the shift of the left shoulder. As it still feels straight with your feet. You can lift your hands, and again, just sway, noticing how big your twist can get. Arms are weightless, like a noodles along the sides. You can arrive again in stillness in your standing pose. Feet will be directly in front of your blocks. So from here, take your hands on your hips. You'll take your left foot 45 degrees back. Just enough so you have about, a full pace. Make sure hips are pointed towards the tops of blocks. Keep the fingertips on the front of the hips and lead with your straight back in your chest. When you feel the urge to bend the knees, start to fall forward, letting fingertips just graze the tops of the blocks, and then let your head fall heavy. So imagine like I'm pulling the right hip back in space to equal it towards the left. How that shift might have changed where the stretch is in the back of your legs. Stay with your deep, controlled breath. Forward folds allow the opportunity to draw attention inward. And then from here, start to bend the right knee. Let the left foot join behind the left block. Forward fold, let your head be heavy. And slowly arrive ragdoll up to stand again. When you arrive, arms will then fall behind you, clasp your hands, offer your chest upwards, pull your shoulders back, maybe even gaze up. Big breaths through the heart, down into the belly. And then start to just reset, arriving back to your neutral spine. So doing the other side, we'll let hands arrive to hips to start. Left foot is forward, 45 degrees with the right. Let it draw back, create that pyramid shape in the legs, then hips point. Lead with your flat back. When it feels right, let the fingertips just fall down, resting any setting to provide you a bit of support. And then notice that cue, just shift the left hip back in space, almost like I'm pulling it towards to equal out the right, and just how that might change what's going on in the left leg. From here, you can let your hands fall off of the blocks. Keep the hands on the blocks and then just take the right foot to join the left top of the mat. Forward fold, head is heavy. And then with ease, arrive ragdoll all the way up to stand. After your forward fold, your chance to open your heart, clasp hands, and take the chest upward. Allowing your shoulders just to feel that rotation onto your back. Collarbones are proud. All right, then arrive all the way back into your regular standing pose, and we're just going to take it back to your comfortable seat, all the way down. When you arrive, we're going to start actually just in a wide-legged fold. So we usually do this standing, but this is a nice supported option where your legs remain wide and you just sit up straight. So whatever feels comfortable in the distance wide for your hips, and then just start to use fingertips, walk yourself out. From here, you'll either feel a little bit here or lower back that kind of tells you when to stop. But notice your pointing toes. Try to keep them engaged up to the ceiling. A bend in the knee is nice for the joint. And again, you don't need to go far here, just to notice what you're feeling. Now start to walk your fingertips towards you to arrive all the way up. You're going to place your feet down directly in front of your hips. Take your hands behind you, 10 fingers towards the back wall. And then just start to shift your weight up, letting your head fall to any degree, just feeling that openness in the hips, but also your head fall backwards. Just one more breath. And then just arriving back all the way to your glutes. This time, we'll set the legs long. And then taking the right leg, drawing it in, maybe even crossing it, and taking the left hand onto the knee. From here, allowing yourself to use that turn on the spine to guide the right hand behind you for your twist. Starting class, we did a twist. This might feel different. Noticing any of those shifts in the body and how they changed. Maybe the heart guides even farther back towards the right wall. And then start to arrive back up. You'll take the right leg long. So with both legs long, this is a great place for a strap. We'll do this pose between your left side. So just a standard staff pose. So make sure that the sit bones are anchored down. And then let the strap just connect to the ball of the feet. Using that to guide you, you're going to have a straight back. Lead with your chest over the legs, maybe just grabbing onto the strap to urge you a little bit farther. The goal is to maintain that integrity of the spine and just using the strap to kind of urge the toes to the ceiling. Just 3 more breaths here. Feeling the length in the back of the legs, allowing the muscles to stretch. And then you can release the strap. Take that out of the way. We'll take the hands behind you again. This time, let's take the legs wide and just knock the knees from side to side. Releasing the compression from your fold. Noticing how far your knees go down might invite stretch on the outside of the hip and IT band. And that rotation in your hips. One more time through each way. And then we'll sit back up all the way to your comfortable seat. All right, so we did on the right, we must do on the left. So bend through the left leg, cross it. And then your right hand will connect to the knee. From here, just take the chest and guide it towards the back wall. Gaze over the shoulder. And let that lower spine be strong, supporting your core. Two more big breaths on this side. And then start to unwind. At this time, between, we will let the soles of the feet connect. Drawing them into your butterfly pose. So your hands are on your ankles, and then just lead with your chest forward until elbows, maybe even reach to the insides of the thighs. Urge your knees closer to the ground. Let that external rotation of the hips feel nice. And then start to press into fingertips to walk yourself back up. Let the hands, let the knees point up to the ceiling. From here, we'll take the hands behind one more time. Start to shift the weight. Let the head fall heavy, just opening the hips to your degree here. And then slowly set down again. From here, just let the feet connect in front of you, and we're just gonna take it all the way down onto your back, making sure that you have your strap nearby and one block. I'm just taking it all the way down to the ground, letting the entire length of the spine connect. Knees are up to the ceiling. Now from here, allow yourself to grab onto the block. You'll lift your hips up just enough to place the block underneath the lower part of your spine. When you arrive, just let your shoulders fold onto your back. Let the backs of the arms connect down onto the ground. You are welcome to stay just here in that supported bridge pose, or you're welcome to even let the legs extend up to the ceiling. You can arrive in stillness with them pointed up, or you're welcome to flex through the feet. At some point, just arriving in stillness, noticing everything returning back to the core. And then you're welcome to take your feet all the way back down to the mat. Rest here just for one breath, reconnecting with the feet on the ground. And then you can lift the hips up, draw the block out of the way to give yourself a little hug. Knees fall into your chest, just rock from side to side. From here, start to grab onto the strap. We're going to keep the left leg long and draw the right foot on into the right, the strap into the right foot. From here, I want you to create a half happy baby. So bend the knee, draw it into the armpit. Just 2 more breaths here, feeling that firm compression. And then just start to straighten through the right leg. We'll just switch that out. So take the left foot into the strap, right leg remains long, or you can keep a bend in the knee if that feels good, the sole of the foot onto the ground. And then start to pull the strap, taking the knee towards the armpit, letting the foot and everything to go wide. All right, then you can release from that side. From here, just let the soles of the feet connect together, arriving into a reclined butterfly. Arms can rest to your sides, and just a couple breaths here. So you had that firm compression to the hips. Now notice they're open. And then from here, when it feels right, you are welcome to create your final shape for your Shavasana. So If you'd like to take the bolster and maybe place it underneath your knees, offering you a bit of support for the lower back. Maybe take the blanket underneath the neck and that space between the mat. But from here, settle in. Just allow yourself to fully let go, letting the body just relax onto the mat. So even notice the jaw, relaxing the tongue off the roof of the mouth, letting go of the space between your eyebrows, just providing softness all through the body. Allowing yourself to restore after practice. Let's start to notice your next breath. Let it bring you back into the body, entering the space again. We'll just start with small movements, wiggling fingers and toes. Just get the cracks out. And just slowly let the depth of the breath to increase, allowing it to provide you new life, to fully waken up, maybe taking larger movements then, moving wrists and ankles, even guiding the hands above your head. From here, you can relax to your favorite side, just taking the bolster out of the way or whatever you need to create some space. And just pause here for a moment, feeling this connection down onto the mat, This final moment. And that hug of gratitude just to be here. Witness what's going on in the body. From here, you can arrive to your comfortable seat, hands to heart center. Gaze down at the ground or eyes gently shut. Just arriving to recognize how you feel. Allowing yourself permission to feel this way whenever you may need. Recognizing this space is available whenever you may need. From here, we'll take a final breath in through the nose, deep into the belly. Exhale it out. Thank you so much for the chance to guide you through your practice tonight. From my heart to yours, namaste.